Silverleaf is one of the fastest growing master planned communities in all of St. Johns County. With shiny new amenities, brand new schools, and that no CDD pitch, you might be thinking this is the dream community. But here's the deal. Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's perfect for everyone. There are a few surprises you won't hear at the builder's model home, and some families end up a little blindsided after they've already closed on the house. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 things you need to know about Silverleaf before making the move. If we haven't met before, I'm Joshrogers. I've been a real estate agent for the past 15 years, and I lead the F3 home team here in Northeast Florida. I've helped hundreds of families make the move and find the right home based on their lifestyle and family needs. And honestly, it usually just starts with a simple text. So if you're seriously considering making a move, shoot me a message and I'll help you explore options that actually fit your life. Now let's start with something a lot of people don't know. Silverleaf isn't just a neighborhood, it's massive. Over 8,500 acres with multiple sections, dozens of builders, and more than 10,000 homes planned once it's fully built out. So when people say they live in Silverleaf, that can mean very different things. You've got villages like Silver Landing, Silverleaf Village, Courtney Oaks, and now new construction popping up in even more sections. Each one has a different builder mix, price range, and layout. Some are gated, some are not, some have schools inside them, others are a short drive away. That's why it's really important to zoom in, because Silverleaf is almost like saying you live in a zip code. What matters most is where in Silverleaf you're buying and what that specific section offers you. And once you start digging into the different sections, that's when things like amenities really start to matter. Silverleaf has some incredible community features: resort-style pools, multiple clubhouses, pickleball courts, dog parks, walking trails, splash pads, and playgrounds that look like something out of a magazine. But these aren't all centralized. They're spread out across the development, and not everyone has access to everything. Some sections have their own pools and parks, others rely on shared amenities. A few even have exclusive access that's locked to certain residents, so depending on where your home is located, you might have to drive 5 to 10 minutes to get to the main clubhouse, or you might not have access to it at all. That doesn't make or break the neighborhood, but it is something people are surprised by after moving in. You'll want to ask specifically what you're entitled to before you sign the contract. And since amenities often tie back to cost, let's talk money, specifically something very unique about Silverleaf. One of the biggest selling points in Silverleaf is the fact that there are no CDD fees. In St. Johns County, that's a big deal. Most new communities tack on an extra $1,000 to $2,000 per year for CDDs, which fund infrastructure and amenities. But Silverleaf took a different route. The developers opted out of CDDs and instead built those costs into the purchase price of the home. So yes, you'll avoid an annual line item in your tax bill, which can be nice on paper. But here's the fine print. Because those costs are rolled into the base price, you're often paying more upfront, and those prices can climb quickly depending on the builder and lot premiums. So you're not saving money so much as paying it differently. It's not a bad deal, just important to understand the structure before assuming it's a better value. And speaking of costs and premiums, let's talk about how builder variety can be both a blessing and a bit overwhelming. With more than a dozen builders in Silverleaf, you've got variety, and that's great. You'll find everything from affordable starter homes to luxury builds with 3-car garages, summer kitchens, and designer finishes. But each builder comes with their own floor plans, pricing models, incentives, included features, and contract terms. Some give you tons of design flexibility, others lock you into a package. Some let you negotiate on upgrades or closing costs, while others stick to rigid pricing structures. That's why having someone local in your corner matters. Not every builder fits every family, and the glossy sales pitch can sometimes gloss over red flags or hidden costs. And hey, if you're trying to figure out what life in Silverleaf really looks like, you should join my private Facebook group. It's a great way to connect with current residents and others moving to the area. You can ask questions, swap stories, and get the inside scoop from real families. I'll drop the link in the description box below, and I hope to see you there. All right, let's talk about what often matters most to families moving here: schools. Because Silverleaf is so large, you're not automatically zoned for the same schools just because you live in Silverleaf. Different sections feed into different elementary, middle, and high schools. Some areas are zoned for the brand new schools built right inside the community, like Wards Creek Elementary or Tokoi Creek High. Others might be zoned for schools just outside the development, which could mean a longer commute or slightly older facilities. It's crucial to double-check zoning before you commit, especially if schools are one of the main reasons you're moving to this part of St. Johns County. And once you've gotten clear on schools, the last thing you'll want to keep in mind is the long game. Silverleaf is still growing. There's construction happening all over, and some parts won't be finished for years. That means living with construction traffic, new roads going in, and open land that will eventually become something, but you don't always know what. For some families, that's exciting. They like being part of the growth and getting in early. For others, it can feel a little chaotic or unpredictable. There are huge plans for commercial spaces, parks, and future infrastructure, but those timelines are always shifting. So if you're someone who likes things fully developed and consistent, this might feel like a trade-off. So that's your deep dive into what it's really like to buy in Silverleaf. It's a beautiful, dynamic community with a ton to offer. But it's not one size fits all. The key is figuring out whether it fits your family and your lifestyle, and that's where I can help. If you're seriously thinking about making a move, shoot me a text. I'll send you a few neighborhood options that actually match what your family's looking for, so you can land in a home that fits you and your family needs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.